Hey folks, Scott here. I'm getting ready to embark on a road trip heading to central Pennsylvania to our cabin and camp where I'm going to spend a few days with some friends. So I'm inviting you to ride along with me. Hope you enjoyed the trip. Well, good morning everyone. I finally made it here. It took me 12.5 hours, but I got here. It's a brisk, cool morning at the cabin here in central Pennsylvania. It's a beautiful sunny day, but it was very cloudy, windy. There was a little bit of snow that fell last night. Not a lot. It's more like flurries, but it is brisk. So I've got a little fire going this morning. Actually, I built one last night. Got it nice and toasty warm in here and had a good rest. So this morning I'm going to get going, make some camp coffee, and take you for a little tour of things here very soon. My little wood stove, cooking away right now. It is April the 5th, I believe. This is a Hearthstone stove. It has a soapstone built into it. Does a really good job. It heats this place up really nicely. This place is 16 by 30. You can see the stovepipe going up through there. Talk a little bit about this cabin later, how we got it put together. Here's the kitchen area. Get that coffee pot up there brewing very soon. I'm gonna step outside just for a minute, and you can see that it's still a little bit windy out here. More than a little bit windy. It's quite chilly. Up on the top of this hill, see off into the distance. Here comes a nice gust. I said it's about 40-mile-an-hour gusts of wind. Right now it's 27 degrees, so it's a little brisk. Let's get back in the warm cabin. Ooh. Okay. Nothing like a little bit of camp coffee working on the stove this morning. I'm going to be having some raisin, apple, and walnut instant oatmeal. I'll put a little bit of that cranberry almond crunch in it. Alrighty, looks good. Alright, got something to show you out here. This is what happens after breakfast. Hot cup of coffee in the morning. This is where you gotta go sometimes. Look at that. How many of you have ever seen one of those? It's being real, friends. Hey, this is real life here. Look at that. Ah. How many of you have ever used one of these before? Nice view of the woods from this spot. Cooking a little kielbasa, sauerkraut, sweet pepper, and onion for supper. In the cast iron skillet. Okay, it's done. Alrighty. Looks good. Well, here we are, folks. It's coming to the end of the day. Things are calming down finally. The wind has let up a good deal. Anyway, this is our cabin here in the mountains in central Pennsylvania. We've been working on this for a number of years. When I say we, I mean my two brothers and my friends who have come up and helped us put this deck on last year. It's a beautiful evening. The sun is setting. About a little over a year ago we put this down. Actually, a year ago we started on it. Finished it up in late May, early June. There he is. The Brad. Let's step inside for a moment. You can see we have a nice pitch to our roof, which enables us to have a lot of ceiling in here. Our wood stove. Hearthstone, I don't know if you can see, that's a soapstone stove. I have LED lights in here that I installed a few years ago in addition to the propane lights. In the summer that's very helpful. The propane lights get really hot in the summertime, especially if you're up hanging out in that loft. You can see that that's the original cottage that was up here, built in the 1920s. I should go over here first and show you this. You can see this. Oh, get some reflection from the window. These are my great-grandparents who first farmed up here. Now, when I say that, I mean Hendersons who farmed up here. She was a Mark. Her name was Annie, maiden name Mark. They owned this property. It was acquired through marriage into that family. And these are my grandparents down in the old cottage. You can see that picture without getting some reflections. See if I move over here a little bit, might be better. Yeah, a little bit. We have a bathroom in here. And by the way, I should say this is off the grid here. Essentially off the grid. Here's the LED. There's the propane. We have propane stove. Try not to go too fast. Propane refrigerator as well with 200-pound tanks outside. We have a hot water heater down here. I hope you can see that. It's a little bit better. Light it from outside. It's a pop-up camper hot water heater. And we have a pump back there. This is an RV pump. We have a holding tank outside, which you probably saw earlier, and a battery that runs it all. We first started working on this, and well, we had a well drilled first, but then after that, we had a shed company come and just put this shed here. That's what it was. We got them to make us the shell. It only had the door and a couple small windows. We moved one of the small windows up here into the loft, which you can see back there. And we put in some larger windows there and there. And we put in this window here and then the one in the bathroom as well. So we worked on this 7 years to get it to where it is now. And I like it. It's come a long way. I come up here as often as I can. The last 2 years I made 5 trips up here. This is my first trip this year. I kind of doubt I'll make 5 this year. Too much going on, I think, this year to be able to try to pull that off. But anyway, we've picked away at it. Many friends have had great ideas that we've incorporated into the cabin. And this knotty pine tongue and groove wall and ceiling board was purchased locally at an Amish sawmill. Very affordable, so it worked out really, really well. So it gives you a good idea of the place. I know it's getting a little dark in here, but there it is. All right, I want to introduce everybody to 2 of my friends.
How you doing?
This is Jeff. Known Jeff for over 30 years. And here's Brad. Brad. He's getting ready to shoot.
That's right.
Set up his camera.
Two
Two very good friends of mine I've known for a long time. They've helped do a lot of work on this cabin over the years. I wasn't ready for that.
I didn't know. It's not that. Doesn't kick very much. Press it up against your shoulder when you.
How do you use the sight?
You might be too close.
But standing back, I just see a little hole. Is that all you see in this scope?
It might be zoomed way out. I don't know what power it's on. Try that. Try that.
Oh yeah, that opens it way up. Okay, see that piece of plywood way out?
Yep.
I'm going to try and get the top right corner of it where it's on the 4x4.
Okay.
I don't know if I hit it or not.
All right, I'm heading home, back down to Georgia. It's been a good trip. A little bit cold, but hey, it's early April in the mountains of central Pennsylvania. Saying goodbye to Henderson Township. Crossing the Juniata River right now. You can't see it here. Sorry about that. But here we go.